Hi, thanks for joining us today. Welcome to Lynmar in the beautiful Russian River Valley, and happy first day of spring.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete.
I'm Pete, and this is Drew, who you all know and love, and we're here today to talk about 3 wines in our Appellation series. So the first one we'll talk about is the 2018 Russian River Chardonnay.
To speak to the 2018 vintage briefly for both the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay, it was one of the greatest growing seasons we've seen in decades. Wines are just spot on. It's how it should be here every year, basically, was the weather that we had in 2018. So I think those grapes give Pete a beautiful, basically, palette just to begin painting with. And so I think when this piece of art is getting designed, we're trying to make a Chardonnay that is showcasing those attributes of Russian River, you know, kind of the classic citrus and the pear and the apple, but more so done in a cleaner, kind of brighter and kind of a lighter hand. This wine is delicate, easy to drink, but in all honesty, what I love about it is that it drinks with the depth in the nose, but it doesn't have that on the palate. It just goes down so fluid and just so cleanly. That means it's going to be great for pairing things with. And so like this is a solid food wine. 2018 had great purity, and with this wine it's 50% fermented in stainless steel and 50% in neutral oak barrels, and a neutral oak barrel is a barrel that doesn't impart oak flavor. And so what I get from the stainless steel fermented is a lot of brightness and freshness and great aromatics, and then in the neutral oak barrels I get more texture and richness, and so when I blend them together I get the best of both. Hey, I'll drink to that.
Second is the 2019 Rosé of Pinot Noir, and what I really like about this wine is that it's kind of the first taste of the vintage, and 2019 was another great growing vintage, and this wine is what we do call saignée, and so that is when we pull a little bit of juice off of the skins of the Pinot Noir within the first few hours of crushing them, and that gives it a slight little kiss of color, and so we take that juice and put it into stainless steel tanks. That creates great freshness and brightness and purity with the wine.
I mean, there's so many things we look forward to once spring and summer happens here in the tasting room. We've got beautiful days like this in the Russian River Valley, and it means we're going to start getting to drink rosé. Our members look forward to it. I think the staff looks forward to it. Our loved ones look forward to us bringing the rosé home. For me, I kind of gauge how, when we release it, how do the members kind of reply, what do they give us feedback on? When we released this wine a couple weekends ago, we had about 600 people come through the tasting room to pick up their release. This wine was one of the ones that was most commented on, and we saw cases of this flying out the tasting room. That means people are loving the rosé this year. For me, I just pick it up, I smell basically strawberries, peaches, you get a little bit of that watermelon, and for a big part of me, I don't like any of that kind of citric, kind of like grapefruit kind of acid. This doesn't have that. It's so well balanced. You made a great rosé this year.
Thanks, Drew.
But be warned, once you put that in the fridge with that screw cap, it's up for grabs.
Finally, we have the 2018 Russian River Pinot Noir, and for me, this wine is to be very representative of the Russian River Valley. So it's very red fruit driven, approachable, easy to drink, but yet has great depth and complexity to it as well. And so this is a blend from our estate vineyards that we farm ourselves, as well as neighboring properties who share our same kind of ethos and philosophies of growing and taking care of the land.
You know, this is basically a vineyard blend Pinot Noir. This is one of 15 Pinot Noirs that Pete produces every year. This is basically everyone's wine. This is a wine that's basically like, it's Tuesday, I'm stuck at home. It's Wednesday, I'm stuck at home. This is a perfect wine to have. I mean, it is going to work with anything you maybe stockpiled in your freezer, you're able to put together. It's a friendly, fruit-forward wine, has some tannin. You get notes from the barrel, but really it's just trying to trap this beautiful thing into here, and I think we do a better job than most of our neighbors at making Russian River Pinot taste like how the Russian River feels. And so for me, this is just a wine that, hey, I think it is Tuesday, or is it Wednesday? Whatever, it is Thursday. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.